welcome. I am Lucinda Curran, your host for the 2016 Environmental Sensitivity Symposium, and today I'm introducing Lyn McLean. Hi Lyn, how are you?
Good, Lucinda. Hello. Nice to talk to you.
It's lovely to have you here, and thank you for coming on board again this year.
Well,
Now,
it's my pleasure, and thank you for inviting me.
it's all good, it's all good. Now, your work is linked to environmental sensitivities. Can you tell us a little bit about this, please?
Yes, in fact, the particular sensitivity that we deal with is electromagnetic hypersensitivity, and that's something I've been dealing with for 20 years now, and I'm absolutely passionate about it. It's what got me involved in this issue in the first place, because there are so many people out there in the community who are suffering from some kind of reaction to this radiation, and have been for my entire 20 years of working in this issue. And I just think it's so incredibly important that we provide information and support and help for these people.
That's fantastic, and it's amazing that you've been involved for so long, because I guess in my mind it's kind of a relatively new field, but it's been around for a long time and people have been suffering for a very long time.
Oh, yes, that's right. And the very first involvement that I had was working with a woman who had environmental sensitivities, and she was reacting to electromagnetic fields in particular. So I got to learn about it, I suppose, from her, and understand the incredible impacts on her health and her life as a result of these exposures.
It's incredible, and I'm glad that you've kept with it and kept fighting the fight for everybody. It's really important.
I'll try and do my best.
Oh, it's great. Now, actually, just one of the things we should touch on. Part of the work that you do as part of EMR Australia is a regular newsletter. Could you tell everybody just a little bit about that? Because it's so jam-packed with information, people should know about it.
Oh, thank you, Lucinda. Well, this is something I started doing in 1996, so it's now slightly more than 20 years old. It has changed its name in that time, but what we try to do, and we have been doing now for 20 years, is to put the news together in a form that people can easily read and easily digest. And that's because there is so much information out there in the wider community. To actually keep on top of it is a really hard job. And I know this because I do it. There are studies that are coming out all the time. There are articles, there's news, there's legislation that's being changed around the world. There are policies that are being updated. So there are other just interesting things that happen all the time. So what we do is we try to take all of that and then distill the essence of it and put it in a form that people can easily read and understand. So EMR and Health is a little 12-page newsletter that comes out once a quarter, and anyone can access that at no cost online. And we do have hard copies for people who have sensitivities and can't use computers.
That's fantastic, because that way you're reaching the people who really need it.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. Now, here's what I call the curly question. It's a bit of a personal one. So, what is the first thing that you ever wanted to be?
A nurse, a hairdresser, a teacher. I think those are the three things I wanted to be.
And what was it about those that drew you to them?
I think it was the books, the stories of the nurses, the stories of the teachers. I think it was a flight into fantasy, and I think that it's a very, very good thing for humanity in general that I became neither a hairdresser nor a nurse, but I did become a teacher, and I think it's my passion for education that drives me in this issue as well, because I see that as part of my role.
Excellent. And I think something that I see with what you do, and I guess correlating it back to being a nurse, is that it's a caring profession. It's all about looking after people, making a difference and helping. And I think you've combined that beautifully with the teaching in your work.
I suppose there is also quite a lot of interesting science that comes up in this issue, and I find it fascinating to read about that too. So maybe that's where I'm getting my satisfaction in that area.
Oh, it's lovely. And I guess the other side of that, sorry, just to draw them all in there, the hairdressing is, I guess, about presenting things to the world. And you distilling it all, bringing it together. I mean, even the newsletter is a classic example of that.
Possibly, I think that might have just been a period in my childhood that is best forgotten.
Fair enough. Anyway, and the final question for our little interview right now is, what is something that inspires you?
Inspires me. I'm very inspired by being with people who want to make a difference. And so I include you in that. It's always inspiring and delightful to share your company over the phone or in person. And I find that when I'm with people who are working in the environmental areas, that it's uplifting, because I see that there are people who are really trying to make a difference to the world and to society, and to make this a better place for us and for our children. And that to me is incredibly important.
Oh, that's fantastic. And thank you for including me in that. It's a real honour. So everybody, if you'd like to hear more from Lyn McLean, I'd love you to come and join us at the 2016 Environmental Sensitivity Symposium. We'll see you there.